Before we start today's video, here's an important announcement. I'm giving away 50 plus free SOPs drafted by students studying at some of the best universities across the world. All you have to do is go to the pinned comments or description box to download them for free. So go check it out.
The scholarship amount is roughly 140,000 Australian dollars or roughly 80 lakh Indian rupees. Yeah, that's how I got the Mini Cooper.
Wow, that's amazing. We've been talking about Australian scholarships, university, visa processes, and what's the best option for you in Australia. But we thought it's high time that we bring you someone who is already walking that shoe. Hi, my name is Priya, and today we have Aditya Dhankar, who not only bagged a full-ride scholarship, but won a Mini Cooper. How? Let's hear it from the man himself. But before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss any update from us. So tell us a bit about you, like what got you to move to Australia, what were you doing before that, and what are you currently doing?
My name is Aditya Dhankar and I graduated with a bachelor's in mechanical engineering from Thapar University, Patiala, India. I worked for almost a year in India, 5 months with a manufacturing firm and 6 months with a management consulting firm. And during this time, I was planning my studies abroad. I always wanted to study abroad because when I was a small kid, I visited Singapore, and it really fascinated me that how multicultural teams work on these challenging projects. And I always wanted to study abroad and get that experience. So that's why I planned my studies abroad during the time while I was working in India. I chose Australia because Australia provides a good mix of diverse cultures. It has great weather, plus the language of communication is mostly English, which I understand and speak. And I also got this wonderful scholarship at RMIT University, which we'll talk about more, I guess, in the coming questions.
Like when you decided Australia, was there any other country that was on top of your mind, or were you always sure that you want to go to Australia?
Not really. I started with European countries. So my initial plan was going to Germany. So because being a mechanical engineering, Germany is like the hub or the ideal destination for all mechanical engineers. But I somehow dropped that idea because of a couple of reasons. Firstly, the language. I did not know the German language and I started learning it, but I found it too difficult to express myself.
Makes sense.
And secondly, I feel living in Australia as an Indian is a lot easier than living in any other European country because you have a very vibrant Indian community here. Right. And people in Australia love cricket, and so there are a lot of common things here. Yeah. Yes, common interests, and there's a huge Indian community. So I just thought that Australia would be a better fit in those terms.
Right. So you mentioned you are at RMIT right now. So I wanted to know, like, what course you're currently pursuing? What are you currently working on?
So the name of my course is Masters of Engineering by Research. And this course is basically a 2-year master's course, but it's a research program. It's not like a coursework program. Unlike a conventional coursework program, in a research program in Australia, you don't have any subjects or exams or assignments. You just have to focus on your research project. Okay. So my goal in these 2 years would be to complete my research project, write a thesis, and get a few papers published. So you can think of it as a mini PhD sort of. So no exams, no syllabus, just your research project.
Your research will speak for you, basically. Makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So speaking of the scholarship that you mentioned earlier, you have managed to bag a full ride scholarship. I would love to know more about that. How you managed to get it? What all does it offer, and how it got you there?
Okay. The scholarship that I got was called the RMIT CSIRO Masters by Research Scholarship. So CSIRO is the scientific organization of Australia. So they basically manage all the scientific activities that Australia does. Partnering with RMIT, they launched this scholarship and it covers the entire tuition fee. So my entire tuition fee is waived off. Plus, I also get an allowance for my living expenses. So everything, basically, all my expenses are covered by the scholarship. So the scholarship amount is roughly 140,000 Australian dollars, or roughly 80 lakh Indian rupees.
Okay.
So all of my expenses are taken care of, and yeah, I don't pay the tuition fee, and I don't have to work part-time to sustain myself in
In
Australia.
your lifestyle, that makes sense. How did you find the scholarship though?
So when I was working in India, like I said, when I was planning my studies abroad, I was also looking at the scholarship options, because it's always good to have a scholarship so that it can reduce a financial burden.
Yeah.
So I made a list of all these scholarships that were available in different Australian universities. And to be honest, I was not very confident at that point that I'll get this kind of scholarship. But I thought if I
If
don't
you don't
apply,
try, you will never
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
yes. So I thought I had good grades in my bachelor's. I also did some research internships. So I thought I have a good chance. But I was not very confident, to be honest. So I made a list of all these scholarships, and of course my goal was to maximize the scholarship that I can get, right? So
Right.
that's when I came across this scholarship on RMIT's website. RMIT is a very reputed institute, so I was certainly considering RMIT.
Okay.
So I stumbled upon this scholarship on RMIT's website, and that's when I applied, and that's how I got through.
That's how you got it. Nice, amazing. Things worked out for you. Nice. Another really interesting thing that we got to know about you, and I would love to know how. The story behind the Mini Cooper. How did you manage to win that?
That's a very fond experience. I really cherished that weekend. So I participated in a competition by BMW Group Australia, which was in collaboration with RMIT University. So it was basically a college competition in Australia. The goal of this competition was to present your ideas on the future of Melbourne. So that was the theme, and you had to present your ideas on how you think the city of Melbourne will look like in the year 2030. So you present your vision for the city and think about how can we improve in terms of sustainability, inclusivity, and all those areas of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So I participated in this competition as an individual entrant, and the first prize for the competition was $5,000 Australian cash and a weekend loan of a BMW vehicle. And again, I was not very sure that if I'll do well or not, because I had no experience in Australia. I just landed in July, and this competition was back in November. So I prepared my ideas. I sat down and wrote a report, and that's when I submitted it, and I luckily won that competition. So that's how I got that's how I got the Mini Cooper for the weekend.
Wow, that's amazing. That's actually very interesting for someone who has always been contemplating his decisions, but then chose to like take that leap, and for the most parts, it has really worked out well for you. So speaking of that, for someone who has been persistent with their dreams, what is a tip that you would like to give to the future students who say want to move to Australia or any other country for that matter, and say they are aiming for any scholarship? So what would be your advice or a tip for them so that they can make that happen?
Just two tips. Always talk to the right people, and don't be afraid to get yourself embarrassed. So in my case, I talked to a lot of people when I was planning for my master's. I reached out to people on LinkedIn, different alums, and I got to know about the Australian job market through them, how different scholarships work, how the visa process works. So that's how I got all this information. I did the research all by myself. I did not go to any admissions consultant or visa consultant. I just talked to the right people, and they gave me the right information. And coming to the second part of the tip is getting yourself embarrassed. So it's all in your head. If you feel that someone will think low of you if you ask them stupid questions,
Right.
most people are very busy with their lives. They don't really judge other people, and even if they judge you, I don't think it affects you in any way. So
Yeah, I
that's
think
how you should.
passes.
Yes. So just get out there, share what you have to say, share what you have. Ask the right questions. Ask stupid questions if you want. And if you feel that people are going to judge you, just know that people are very busy and they don't really have time to put you. Just get on with it and embarrass yourself as much as you can, and that's how you will become more confident with time.
So that was Aditya's story. If you know any of your friend or family member who would love to feature in our video, drop their details in the comment section below and we will get in touch with them. And before you leave, make sure you like our video and subscribe to our channel because it's free, just like our services. And if you are planning on studying abroad, make sure you book your free session today. The details are in the description box. I'll see you in the next video.